Perfect. Well, hello everyone. I have here Oskar Borsos. Oskar, I hope I pronounce your last name correctly.
Yes, it is correct.
Of Schneider Electric, one of our major partners at the upcoming Network Safety and Outage Management Conference that we're hosting physically in Berlin, but also will be open to the online participants. Oskar, thank you for joining the conference. I will repeat once again that the conference will be happening on 7th and 8th of April. Yeah, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for finding time for the pre-conference podcast, and tell us about yourself, tell us about the role in the organization, and tell us a little bit about the organization itself.
Okay, thank you. So it's also my pleasure to be here. It's an honor. So in short, I'm a member of the product marketing team in Schneider Electric. And over the last 10 years, I have been delivering projects to our customers over the world with, as I said, Schneider Electric, and worked mainly as a subject matter expert in different roles, from data architect to power system architect. But then I moved on to the product sector, and currently I'm in the product marketing where I'm focused on the network operations. So when it comes to my qualification, I have a Master of Science degree in electrical and computer engineering, and I can say that I'm glad to be a part of this energy transition and this whole journey with Schneider Electric, where we basically bring value to utilities which are on the path of the transformation and sustainability. I will use this chance to say a few words about the Ellevio and Schneider Electric, since they are part of this synergy that we will present on the conference. So Ellevio EBB is one of the Sweden largest distribution network operator with almost 1 million customers. And together with their customers, they take on active role in a journey toward a fossil-free society. And I can say that their electricity grid are the backbone that connects the electricity from producers to consumers, and they are enabling an increased share of renewables in that system, and the electrification of the transport industry, as well as the creating the new prerequisites to a new climate smart services for the customers is one of their goals. When it comes to Schneider Electric, we are a global specialist in the energy management and automation, and with the global presence in over 100 countries. As you know, Schneider is the leader in the power management and automation systems, and we provide integrated, efficient solutions, combined energy, automation, and software. And we do believe that great people and partners make Schneider a great company, and that our commitment to innovation, diversity, and sustainability ensure that life is on everywhere, for everyone, and at every moment.
Oskar, can't agree with you more. Definitely, Schneider is a very, very distinguished company, and I've been dealing with your colleagues and your people. Definitely very lovely crew, to say the least. But I want to ask you a little bit more questions. I know we don't usually do too many questions because this kind of pre-conference podcasts are supposed to be short, but I want to ask you a couple of things. So we're speaking here about Ellevio, who is, let's say, very, it's an impressive organization with 1 million customers, which is striving towards fossil-free, if I understand correctly, and its renewable share is significant. Now, I want to ask you the next question that I want to ask you is about energy transition and the management of outages, the outage management role in the energy transition. But before I go there, I want to ask you one question in the middle. So you are coming from the Schneider Electric Digital Energy Division, right?
Yes.
And when you were speaking about the energy transition, which topic are we speaking? Are we speaking about the transition, the transition meaning the digital transition and digital transformation, or we're speaking about the transition meaning the renewable transitioning the energy from the fossil fuels to renewables, or we're speaking both? What are we focusing on this topic right now?
Yeah. I can really say we are talking about both, because they are, I can say, basic interleave, because having just one transition with DERMS is hardly imaginable without the software that is supporting all that. And that's why we need to have in mind that both of those transitions, I can say, go hand in hand, and maybe that's the easiest path that utilities will take. But as you said, we are becoming more dependent on the energy. Therefore, the whole concept of the outages is important in the energy transition, since outages have more severe impact tomorrow than they have today. As we know, the energy demand is rising, and by 2030, we will use 1.5 times more electricity, but also energy availability to the customers and how they perceiving it is changing. Therefore, utilities are under, I can say, constant pressure to operate more efficiently and safely while modernizing their grid and delivering improved services to their customers. To cope with these challenges, distribution utilities need to take an active role in managing their system and adapt to varying conditions like DERMS in real time. And only a comprehensive set of specialized software tools integrated into one robust solution like Schneider Electric's EcoStruxure ADMS can handle these challenges and ensure a smooth transition from traditional paper-driven processes to a digital and adaptive way of managing grids that includes the DERMS impact as well. Mm-hmm. We can also say that the reliability is the utilities one of the most important duties. So it's about designing, running, and maintaining an electricity supply to provide an adequate, safe, stable flow of electricity is one of the focuses. In other words, keeping the lights on. So the resiliency expands the concept of reliability, and it is about preparing for operating through and recovering from significant disruptions, regardless of the cause. So it's ultimately about the system's ability to withstand these challenges, the extreme and prolonged critical events, and the impact of DERMS.
Okay. Oskar, would you highlight that this being more important for any specific region, or you think it's equally important for all the? Let's say we're speaking about the European market mainly, right? So is it more important for some specific regions, or who is on the? Who should pay more attention to this?
I would say it should be in the focus of everyone's, because, and I can say, looking not just Europe, but the broader picture. Europe is among the leaders, and they are setting standards, and maybe the weather impacts not so dominant in Europe, but it's still noticeable. It's more the DERMS impact, and that transition is noticeable, but all utilities, I believe, have to have that in their plan, and especially when we are aiming to achieve the sustainability goals that are set as one of the world's main goals to achieve.
Okay, makes sense. And when we're speaking about the achieving goals, what or how the utility companies should prepare for the future, in your point of view?
So, as I said, the climate changes already has the noticeable effect on the world. So, due to these effects, utilities cope with lower reliability, higher expenses, and more power outages.
Mm-hmm.
So many utilities are not ready because the current infrastructure is built for historical weather conditions,
Mm-hmm.
and are more vulnerable to future extremes. Utilities strive for an improved response times to outages and the ability to anticipate incidents in order to improve customer services and ensure constant power quality by greater grid automation. So the system must be ready to mitigate major events, maintain energy flow, and ensure the grid's digital and physical security. So the goal is to move from reactive to preventive operations and maintenance. And so the utilities are taking this vital leap toward the adoption of digital game-changing technologies. The key to ensure success and future sustainability is to have a comprehensive, modern, agile management of the grid and field operations enabled by a higher degree of digitalization. And this will provide at the end a greater visibility of the grid, a process automation, advanced intelligence, and better analytics.
We're really highlighting and going back that this the transition is an inevitable process if we're speaking about the resilience, right? And
yes.
Digitization. And we spoke about the climate changes, and the current, let's say, bottleneck is that you mentioned that historical weather conditions are something that people are doing the predictions about, but the climate is changing. So in the future, we'll see, and we are seeing a higher number of outages. So what the utilities are doing now, or how the utilities are keeping customers satisfied at this stage? What do you have any?
Yeah. As you said, now it's all changing, and as my one colleague would say, the change is the only constant that we have. So, like that, the customer expectations are also changing; they are increasing. So this is mostly due to today's digital age and the phase of life, which is quite different. Therefore, keeping an information-hungry customer properly informed is not so easy. But also have in mind that well-informed customer is usually a happy customer for the utility. Hence, the information itself is like their electricity, which is becoming, I can say, the basic need of the modern society. So with the help of our AAA outage notification solution, utilities can respond to increasing customer expectations by providing accurate, personalized, consistent, and timely outage communication. The flexible and secure communication channels, personalized notification templates, both for emails and SMS, and a variety of persona-based recipients are just some of the key features included in our solution, through which additional value is delivered to the customers, and on top of which the cost of ownership can be significantly reduced, what is in a way also one of the goals of the utilities.
So Oskar, from what you're saying, this conference is not only for the network security people or network management or outage management people, but also people from the customer relationship should be listening to this.
I believe that they can have a good feedback also if they are listening, but usually the drivers for the enablers of those processes are the utilities and the utilities outage management groups, who are focusing and integrating, doing all the stuff that is needed to provide those information to the customers. The customer relations group have a benefit from that, in a sense that they are relieved from some part of the job. If we use emails and SMS messages, that part of the job is taken from their burden. So,
yeah. Okay, look, I think we're having a very, very interesting presentation ahead of us. We're really looking forward to having you guys, I mean, their joint presentation of Schneider Electric and Levio. Thank you very much for being part of the podcast. We'll see you physically in Berlin, and I'm sure that you will have also a presentation in the virtual format, so our virtual participants can also network with. Thank you very much, Oskar, for being with us today, and yeah, see you in Berlin.
Yeah, thank you for future visits. Looking forward, and see you in person.
Thank you.
Goodbye.